Cord. All right, great.
Good idea.
Oh, we have some lurkers now. It's gonna be.
Get detection.
It's gonna be. Should we be angling? Should we be peeling? Or should we be going in?
And we should be pushing carp.
Right now?
Yes, because that's what I do every time, and that makes me objectively correct.
I think that's fine right now. Well, actually, no.
Barely.
Why do I say that? Why should you not
Generally,
be
I don't
cooking? Cooking? Oh my goodness. Pushing
Okay.
cart right now.
Hmm. Yeah, I genuinely don't know. Like my first call was to push cart here, so I don't know why.
Okay?
Personally,
That's why.
honestly. Oh, okay, because then.
Yep. They have their Ash Mercy Devo. We gotta clear that out. And then we can push the cart.
Yes, sir.
But after we do that, then yes. We can go to the cart.
Time to raise my APM.
So here's the question. Right now, and I guess the comms are important context, but for the sake of this, we will not include them. Should we be angling? So that might look like playing where we are right now, maybe going forward, putting on pressure, and someone jumps in at a different angle, like we're occupying another angle. Or should we be peeling? Does someone need to rotate here? Do we need to move people? Is someone under threat? Or should we be going in and engaging with them?
Well, would you be able to zoom out, as in leave the DO character? And
Sure.
are we allowed to abuse?
I'll say, because we would have comms in this situation, I'll allow it, because technically we have all this information.
Okay. So I would just. Where are our supports? I'll see them. I'm blind. Okay, I see our supports now. Right now, being on the angle,
Okay.
I would expand on that. Setting up for a possible follow up on a dive.
Okay. What angle are you taking?
I like the one coming out of top cave here, where you can like exit out of there and then not micro booster. What's the word? It's like the thing.
Micro
Like a-
missile?
Yeah, that. You like poke out from there, micro missile a bit, and just like demand a little bit of attention from there. And then after that, depending on what your monkey is doing, I would either then go to play under big earls, but not use boosters to get there, just in case they drop on me.
Okay. So you're choosing A, angle.
Yes.
Choice A is not correct.
You're not correct.
No. Because we're pretty outside of our effective range here, right? Even with the missiles, we might get a little bit of attention from the Ashen Hanzo, but it's definitely going to be we're exerting, I can talk, ourselves more than they'll have to. Either we take a lot of damage and then our dive team has to wait until we're healed up again, or we use all our DM, and once again we have to wait for that, and we won't have DM if I mean, Ash doesn't have dynamite anymore, but we have to wait for our DM, so we cannot engage yet. I would choose. So we're going to see. I know what happens here. I'm just a psychic like that. We are going to be DMing our team to rotate into this area. We probably won't normally do that. It was just a communication thing that happened. But in an ideal scenario, Phantom and Nox are both pretty far away. But if we gave them just another second, like if we told Nox, like, yes, they can push Nox and Phantom out of the positions they're in pretty quickly, but if we engage as well, like right after they maybe use a blink, Nox starts climbing the stairs, D.Va is going to move down to go and deal with Nox, but then as long as we also engage and follow up, like you said, we're following up on them, actually providing pressure, DMing our monkey so that they can be in for that little bit longer, we're going to find a lot more value, because that's why we engage in dives here. We want to keep our monkey up for as long as we can, shut down people like the Hanzo, who's going to be using storm arrows. Hanzo is very similar to a Reaper in this scenario while he has storm arrows. So those are the things we're looking for. Taking an angle here just slows us down. Does that make sense?
Yes. I think it's your here.
Alrighty. So going back. So we're going to say the DM.
8 p.m. door never stops.
Well, actually, it's good.
In a second. The DM.
Routing power
Okay.
to forward shield.
We go back. Okay. Well, we saw what we did there. Some good PL. Kitty goes back to that position, though. That's nice. Okay. And we're waiting for the next fight. All right.
I like that.
Pushing the payload. We cleared the high ground, so we can push the payload now.
Oh, that's not
What do we do here?
Honestly, it looks
Angle?
like a similar situation as the
Peel
last
or go in? What's that?
Honestly, this feels like a similar situation from last time, where you could just like, yeah. Also, okay, maybe, hear me out. Okay, you could try to find the target and like discuss that while the payload's pushing up, and then as the payload push up to that high ground there, it should be absolutely perfectly timed with going in with your monkey. So I'm thinking either going in or the other one that's not angles. Peel.
Peeling?
Either go in or just be on standby just in case anything happens to your support line.
You're very quiet.
You're very quiet.
I'll turn you up. So which is it?
Cannot say both.
You cannot say both. Are you going in or are you peeling?
Well, we're okay. We're our DPS. I kind of see the outline there, but like, okay, Phantom's there, Box's there. Okay, we could probably here in like a couple seconds go in here until when Phantom gets onto that staircase thing.
Okay. Is that the plan? Go in?
I mean,
Yeah?
I believe that could be the plan.
Okay.
It looks like the supports have a good angle on that map there. Get the hack. I said supports, and the DPS could be on out there. The good hack, and then the one clip tracer because Nox is crazy. Boom, boom, boom.
Well, I agree with the going in. Our DPS are
Oh,
pretty close to be setting up. Maybe Phantom just needs another second or two, but he's pretty much ready. We are Sonicked up here, so our supports don't want to peek it for a brief second. But once our monkey engages, they can start peeking. So we are ready to do that. Can we do it? Oh yeah, our monkey goes in with the nano. But we do not. So what would this be? What we did instead? What did we choose?
angle
Yeah, we chose angle.
might not have been the most valueful. That's a word. Angle. But that's what we did.
Okay, yeah. I agree. Okay. And to be honest, I'm not really interested in the rest of the map. So let's go to
Ready for battle.
our defense.
Strikers, I don't know why. I never have like Pepto.
What's that?
Do you guys have Pepto? Or something?
What?
Pepto Bismol?
Yes.
I require that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
My stomach hurts.
You should tell it to not hurt. Do you
Yeah,
need,
what's up,
like,
man?
do you have to go? Like,
Oh no.
leave the
No, no,
VOD?
no.
Okay. Like, totally get it if you have to. It's fine.
No, I am fine.
Alright. Then in this case, let's give it a second. We're still waiting for information.
Okay.
Okay, we have good information. What did we just do?
We just did a short angle.
Was that the correct
Yeah.
decision?
Honestly, no. You could have probably waited a little bit to get a higher value poke slash angle at if we're gonna do that.
Okay, when do you think we're going to find that?
I'd say like once by the time the card gets up to like that corner there, their BAP might be closer to up there, and also their SIG might not be up there. That's the big part. Because if their SIG it drops down to main for whatever reason, that gives you a lot better of a window of opportunity to do a little angling and possibly do a little killing.
Okay. I think this was somewhat of a trick question, because I think the real answer is it doesn't particularly matter. Because I don't think, but kind of like what you said, the cart isn't where our kill box is. So we're not going in, because we go in when we are going to a kill box, which is not the case yet. It's not where we want it. But no one needs peeling. So just taking a second fairly early in the game to get some more ult charge. We didn't give their Sigma any ult charge. I think that was perfectly fine. But I say it's a trick question because I don't think it really matters. I was just curious as to what you thought about it.
I see. Nice DM.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to shoot you down.
So, well, actually, we're about to see. Ooh, unfortunate.
Time to raise my APM.
So this is it.
다시 완벽하게 작동.
Nice. I got that. Yeah.
Can we kill them here? Okay. Okay. What are we doing here?
We are currently standing.
But what should we be doing? Are we angling? Are we going in? Or are we peeling?
We are up 2 and our tracer is on cart. We should be going in.
Okay, going in. Who are we going in on?
Our tracer seems to be on cart with a diva and a mercy. So I would say, what's the word I'm looking for? Ideally, optimize. The ideal optimized call would to be we are diving either. Okay, well the dive might be like on cart to the mercy. However, there is a Hanzo up the top left there, so that would probably be the diva's job to go in on.
So which are we going? The Mercy or the Hanzo?
Our tracer is already on the mercy. Yeah, I say Hanzo. Smile.
Okay. I don't agree.
You do
But I
not
do think
agree.
that's fine. I think that's the right decision to go in here. We do not need any peel. Tracer has recall. Tracer's fine.
Yes.
We might not know that though. So I do think, I mean, it can be communicated. So in theory, we know that. So peel, not a concern. Angling. Why not angle?
You're way too far to like do anything with your angle. Like
Okay.
you're on Zeds. If you're gonna be shooting all the way over there, the drop off is like doing maybe 1 damage per 2 seconds.
Okay. So instead we're going in. Yeah, I agree. I don't like going on the Hanzo because Hanzo doesn't have jump right now. Might have it really soon. He's very far away. We take a lot of damage to actually get to him just from, I mean, he doesn't have storm, but if we're going straight at him, we could in theory. We do have DM. It's very expensive. No one on our, well, Monkey can. So actually, yeah, I think if you wanted to go on the Hanzo, I think that's fine. The reason I'd say go on the Mercy is because one, our Tracer is already there. Like, Tracer would probably appreciate the help. That's kind of why we dive. Like, you send multiple people to go kill people. Hanzo would obviously require someone else, probably your Monkey. But if you use that same logic, you could take out the Mercy, who's already discorded. Just seems like the easier target. But either way, I think you could do either. And I think either decision is good. Here. So,
Routing
I think I would
area.
probably end up going on the Hanzo because if I went on the mercy, my inner Swaki's going to alarms would be going off for leaving the Hanzo on Iga.
or yeah, she might go to the Hanzo. That is the concern. Right.
Spot one.
Oh, it doesn't show Hanzo jump. So Hanzo might have had jump there. So,
Defense
well,
switch
whatever.
activated.
Okay. Well, what do we do? Angle, peel, or go in? Cola? You read it, by the way. Uh-oh.
Apologies, I had a parent in the room.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I really do.
So what do you do here? Angle, peel, or go in?
Angle peel or go in. We are down 1. We are about to die. I would say Arzan's also 1, so I'm assuming something in comms is saying that Arzan's about to die. So honestly, I think I just try to peel for his end here. I'm honestly not sure if we get out of this Zed's alive though.
Okay, how do you peel for the Zen here? What does that look like?
Or is it Zen?
You would know that Zen is right behind you. Oh, what the heck is this? Zen's right here.
I would not know that. Okay.
Well, I skipped to it, but if I didn't skip, you would know.
I see. Okay. Ideally, if we were going to heal for Zen, I yell, Zen, I am peeling for you. And I'm assuming the bulk of damage he's taking is just from the chiz that is right in front of him. I'm assuming that's what he's taking damage from.
Well,
So
yeah.
I would just be using my DM. We have some DM. I would just be DMing the chiz and then saying, okay, I'm gonna DM Hanzo. Go somewhere safe because you're taking damage. This is not safe. Small.
Okay.
And yes, that is peeling.
All right. I like the decision to peel here. I think actually peeling right now is actually very similar to going in. Because Zen just took a bunch damage from the flux, which is not a concern anymore. I mean, hopefully. As long as Sigma doesn't hit his shots going down, it's not a concern. And he didn't fall back onto the high ground, so we're good there. So, there is the Ash Mercy, but right now... Well, this could be it. But Zen doesn't have to be playing in the Ash Mercy sightlines. Probably a safe rotation would have to be to the left here. Going right here exposes him to Dynamite. So, Zen has to rotate to the left. That is his only chance of escape. Pretty decent though, right? They don't have the high ground yet. So, that's still okay. So, if we use our DM and maybe bomb, if we had to, booster bomb into that small area. Pretty nice. Or we just use our bomb to get our mech back and be very aggressive. Force them to stay in there. But yeah, peeling and going in, very similar here. We're kind of engaging with their BAP and Hanzo very aggressively, which in turn is how we peel. Because we don't die, we have bomb, we can get our mech back. So, yeah, I like the peel call.
Okay.
Get through this.
Oh, Sigma did take the high ground. Well,
Crazy.
unfortunately, we don't really do it. Now, granted, we died to the dynamite anyways. RIP. So, maybe was it preventable? Because we can't really... I mean, it would have been insane if we got the dynamite, but there's no reason to have done that. Or have known that was coming.
I need healing.
So this is not... What should we do here? This is not one of the three answers. So I'll just let you know now. But what should we do here?
Okay, can we go into third person? Slash.
I'll actually go back.
overhead.
Get through this.
Okay.
So... What do we do? Zen is dead. We're down both supports. We are half.
Probably the fight is called lost here, and either A, die on cart, or B, get up.
So which is it?
Since we're already half anyways, and we're basically on the cart, I would say die on cart.
Okay.
Makes things neat and fast.
I would say that is a correct decision here. Ah, we don't even grab the mega.
Nerf this.
Oh, well, I guess we're using bomb.
All systems checked out. Now I'll show them. Get through this.
All right. Well,
We're gonna be in there at least one back.
Taking off.
that was not one of the three decisions. We should have just wait there for our team.
No time to raise my DPS.
Well, does this count as me water viewing Emmy?
What's that?
Does this technically count as me water viewing Emmy?
I don't know. I will say,
If they haven't had enough.
what do we do here? So probably, I think it's safe to say it's not Peel. Should we be trying to get an angle now, or should we be trying to get ready to go in? Or can we do both?
We could probably do both by. Okay, we're about to get boosters back up, but we're not going to use the boosters to go to the angle because we're about to go in because our DPS are in the back line. Our monkey looks poised for a jump. So it shows you guys how it looks. We're about ready to go in for a dive. So I'll just press W a little bit. At best case scenario, you like go into that little room there that has the mini and like poke out the side of that and just like be a nuisance as a angle until dive is called. That's what I would do.
Okay, I actually don't hate that. That's where our DPS are now. We don't necessarily want to be occupying the same angle as our DPS, but it is pretty easy for Nox to keep moving to get behind them. So we also maintain line of sight. Well, if Kitty plays here, we maintain line of sight. Kitty can still see the high ground. Okay, I don't hate that. I actually was thinking we should be getting ready to go in. But if that is a play, I also think that's a pretty good option. And you explained, I think, if you were to angle, I think that is the correct choice. So why can you do this? Okay, how do I ask this? If they were brawl, I mean, this is a pretty easy question, I think. Why would this angle not be a good decision?
Because that is pretty close to them. They can just have Lucio press the E button, and then everybody presses W, and suddenly you're not alive.
Right? Pretty easy. Now, what about their comp means you might actually be able to get away with this?
I mean, the fact they don't have a Lucio to get anyone onto me before I can even react. That's a big thing. They just don't have a.
But if you use your
Well, we
boosters
can't.
to get into this room, like
Why would you use
is
the boosters to get into this room?
okay? So you're gonna walk over here.
Yeah. Take a little micro missile halfway so you can pretend you're doing something. And then
I don't really
like. I say
that
say
because we want the cart to not be right here when we make that decision, right?
true.
And it's moving pretty quickly. So, but I do think it is okay to use our boosters to go here. Why is that?
I mean, well, I guess okay. The main reason we would use boosters is A, to go in, or B, to go out and get healing. When we go in, you're already right there anyways. You just have to step out the door and look for the person you're jumping on. And if you, for some reason, get low enough that you would want to boost her out, just like grab the maid to take a couple steps backwards.
But we did
scream
say
very
we're
loudly.
taking this because we want to angle, right? We don't want to go in.
Yeah. We're angling until we go in.
Okay.
That's what I said.
All right. And this is a pretty good point to do it. But why can we do this? Like, what about their comp means this is okay? And what about our setup right now makes this okay?
The fact that their comp makes it okay is simply due to the fact that they don't really have anything that could push me out, unless they get like their Sigma and Hanzo and Ash or something. Because like, unless they have the Sigma there, I find it very unlikely that anyone there is going to realistically push me out of the room forcefully, especially if I can get kitty support from the van bus area, truck area. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Like that.
So if they push you out, like let's say Ash, right, sees you, that hears you, gets called out that you're moving into this room. You've got Phantom and Nox here. So
Yep.
you can engage on that Ash. You can change it. Like, this room is a setup for going in. So the Ash can't do that alone. Maybe the Ash knows she can't do it alone, or maybe you can take advantage of the fact that she doesn't know that Phantom, and if Nox hides in a second, doesn't know Nox is there. If she does know that the DPS are there, then the D.Va is also sent in. What does that mean? If the Ash, Mercy, and D.Va aren't there, what can we do?
Well, that means our team is split, and if we yell that very loudly, I'm sure we could also get engaged by our monkey, if that is what would be happening.
Yeah, Monkey using Bubble splits off the team. They have to make a rotation into this room to get to you. We're dived. We would have to make, if you go right now, we would have to make these decisions very, very quickly. But that is the way we can force a rotation. And then when they are rotating, EMP goes off and our monkey is there. Our supports have a sightline onto this. Ana has a pretty good sightline onto the high ground, so monkey jumps high ground. That's great. Zen has a sightline onto the entire fight, pretty much. So we are already set up. So if we do that, then we can either angle. Great. Now we're set up to go in whenever. Or if they engage with us, then we can commit to a dive. We don't even need boosters because we're essentially already there. We use boosters to get there. Is it aggressive play? But you definitely can do it. As long as everyone's on the same page. Okay, so now, is there any questions about that?
I did not have any questions about that, Mr.
Okay. All right. Let's look at a different map then. Let's look at... Was Nepal one of the maps? Yes, it was.
Traveling to Nepal. Ready for battle.
Oh, this is Emmy. I saw the Wiz and I was confused.
Enemy turret ahead.
So what are we doing right now?
We are currently angling.
Is that what we want to be doing?
I mean, yes, except not sniping the turret.
So how would you angle here?
Personally, I would like play around the corner that's just to the left of us and try to pressure the sig shield as him dropping it, and then coming up and pressing E and just trying to get pressure on that sig out there. That's what I would probably do. Is it right? Who knows? Find out in 2 seconds.
Well, This is pretty costly. Like, we've already used all our DM. Did we have to? Maybe not. But we are going to take damage from the Junkrat spam, from the turret, from the Torb. So angling here is definitely pretty expensive. Peeling shouldn't be necessary. Our supports should be fine. Granted, oh boy, yawn incoming. Okay, our supports are positioned. I mean, we're a little bit in the way. I don't think the Sigma poke will affect us here. So right now, and maybe when we find out about the ball, that might change our decision about the peeling. But right now, it looks like we're okay. We don't need to peel. We cannot go in. So I think this is actually a trick question. I think we wait. Sorry. Get tricked. Jebaited.
Get through this.
Well, I was going to ask him, though. We got trapped. So that kind of forces our decision. Okay. What are we doing here?
We are currently angling, but it looks like I'm gonna go in. I think.
So what do you think we should do?
Well, we did lose our Sombra, so we have to keep that in mind. But they also did lose their ball, so I think I would like move left a little bit, climb up those stairs. No, wait, would I do that? I don't know. I don't think I'd do that. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna go in. So my answer is going to be go in. I'm just trying to think of how I want to like poise myself for this.
Okay. I do not agree. I think
Slack
going
does not
in,
agree.
they're pretty strong comp. Like, they got a lot of sustain. Not great for us. We don't like that. And we are down one of our DPS that can help deal with that.
Well, they also got
However,
them.
they are down their ball. So we are even. And with ball being down, what does that mean?
That means our supports are basically free unless Lucio Reddits.
Okay. So how do we best take advantage of that fact?
By feeding and making sure our supports know their job. Smile. Okay, no. We can take advantage of that by knowing, hey, my supports are free. My supports are safe. I can play like it. Like,
Okay. Well, how do you play like that?
play not like next to them all 24/7 all the time, just like doing things.
Okay, so peeling, not a concern.
Correct.
So to take advantage of that, should we angle or should we go in?
Go in. Because if we go in, and since they don't have a ball to like do anything about it, about our supports, I mean, then that means they're just like completely unfiltered, raw support things with
Okay.
massive Zenyatta and Ana Ing.
So I don't really like this going in. You can. We know not to peel. That's probably the worst thing we could do. We are taking a bunch of damage right now. So when we go in right now, our monkey is half, and we're probably going to be getting close to half. The turret is still set up on the top left there that we will not be able to deal with. No one on our team, until the Zen and Nana have a sightline onto it, can deal with it when we go to point. And they still got a lot of sustain. We haven't forced out any cooldowns from the BAP, or really from the Lucio.
We just killed the Bap. The more though.
Oh, okay. So we did kill the BAP MR. Alright. You're right. And we forced out the shift. So, even still, we're taking a bunch of damage. Our monkey doesn't have bubble. We use the bubble. I don't think going in is a great idea. Instead, here's what I would argue is the correct decision. I think you should be angling. Angling, and the whole team should be rotating with you. Take this high ground. They just gave you this entire high ground to use that has the mega that your supports can use. It's pretty handy. Just get set up. Ball will come back, but so will your Sombra. And now, either they stay on point, which is the worst decision they can make, or they send a team that now has to try and clear this high ground. Otherwise, you have a fantastic staging ground for your dives.
Room?
And you also break the turret, which would have made diving point really hard anyways. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. We do.
APM 2 never got
There we go. Wait.
enemy down.
What's she doing?
I'm gonna have to shoot you down.
Okay, we are choosing to peel right now. Right? Kind of gave that one away. But fairly obvious. Is that the correct decision? Or should we be doing... I mean, we kind of already talked about this. Not a whole lot has changed, except they have taken the high ground now. Well, actually, they didn't. We might execute on the Sigma. Let's just keep this going.
Enemy turret ahead. Rallying power to forward shield. Defense nature activated.
Alright, well, this is a mess. I'll be honest. Alright, we chose angle. Good decision. Except our supports did not angle. Well, that's gonna cost us. I don't know how that happened, but that's really not good. We really want our supports to be there right now. So, I mean, what should we be doing?
Well, considering that there is a ball stemming our back line, and there's also a Lucio there, we should be peeling.
Yeah, we should be peeling.
However, we can't really do that because we just use boosters.
We cannot. Well, we have boosters.
We do not have boosters.
It says it right there.
Okay, go to the perspective. What? Has it been 4 seconds since I saw those boosters?
I mean, I've been skipping through it, so I might have
Oh.
gotten confused. You can see all the cooldowns at the top.
Do you think I looked?
I mean, I'd hope so. You gotta see the screen somehow. Okay, we do peel. That's good. We go into the mines. That's good.
That's awesome. Okay,
But we made the correct decision to peel there. And now, ideally, our supports. I didn't see why they were there, so maybe they were forced to position there. Seems pretty likely. So, but we did peel, so that was good.
yay.
Let's
Frank,
look
you have
at the
inside
last fight.
information?
Ready for battle.
Sorry, did you say something?
Do you have inside information about why you were standing there?
I don't remember. I don't think it was called for us to move anywhere else. I think we were sitting there because that's what was called.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Behind the scenes with Frank.
Rip Nox. Very unfortunate.
Nox dies Lamau.
Rip Frank.
Oh, no, Frank.
Rip Kitty. All right.
Out of existence.
We should be going in.
Diamond point.
Easy. I saw the percentage.
We're gonna check corners here to watch this. We do! Let's go. Oh, well. We
I
chose
think you
death.
would have checked the left corner first before the.
We
right
could
corner.
have clicked shift, but we chose E instead.
Dude, sometimes I'll like see someone and like I'll know, okay, I need to do this thing, and then I'll just press the wrong button. I'm like, oh.
Time to reset. Yeah.
Activating the barrier.
Oh, this time we know. We know.
Barrier no
Very
longer.
okay, we better shield die.
Shield. You just
I don't know what
said-
they think they're gonna do. Like, we
What
know
is
you're there.
going on? This is
Just-
quick,
Well, I was hoping we get to the point where I get to ask that question, but
do we?
okay. So, here is the question. Do we... Peeling is very similar to angling right now, because we're going to be
Yep.
staying with our supports. So, those are pretty similar. The question
Okay.
is, do we, or should we, maybe you rewind the time a couple seconds, do we / should we angle, like we're doing now, on the staying on the high ground, or do we go in? Do we drop? Maybe drop over to here. Do we drop over to here? That is the question.
I say drop. We gotta pick on their map. They have 2 DPS who are low. This fight can easily be won with a bit of elbow grease.
With
I
a
say
bit of
just-
elbow grease. I like that.
Thank you, thank you.
So
say just-
what advantage does dropping provide compared to angling?
When you angle, you have more of like a limited you have like a little bit more of a limit as to what you can do. Like, if you're just saying on a high ground, you're limited to sphere damage, the max range on that. Plus, you're not really there to take any like full attention away from your tracer. If you're dropping, then the attention can be split between you and your tracer. You have a lot more freedom to like move about as you please. You're not limited by range. And yes.
Yeah, it's that simple. The one we have very little impact. Why? Because we don't have an infinite range. We can only impact people near us. Not everyone is. Not the important targets might not be. So it's very easy for them to rotate away. What does having not that much impact mean? It means that attention is not going to be going on to us, at least not by most of the people on the team. It's going to be going to our tracer, to our ball, and if our Sombra was engaging, to our Sombra. So a squishy, a very squishy, and big squishy. Not really squishy, but a big ball
It's shining.
of a shining for some reason mass. Why is that shining actually?
I think he's about to slam. Or he's like in fire. He like just came out of fireball and he's like doing
That's
the
so
thing,
weird.
Like,
So interesting. Okay. Not to get distracted though. So we drop. What does dropping mean? What do we lose if we drop? If we
Safety.
go in? Safety for who?
our supports. Because
And?
let's say theoretically, well, and us technically. 'cause
Yeah,
we're
and
not
you.
on the fight.
Now, obviously, we're not as concerned about us because we have ways of protecting ourselves. But being on the ground does mean that it's easier for them to force out cooldowns, which means that eventually, given enough time, we can be put into a position where we are not safe. So we
It's crazy.
choose.
Farah.
Yeah, the Pharah is a big concern, especially for our sports. unfortunate.
Victory.
Eventually, we do drop. We do choose go in, but it's a
I'm pretty sure that
little
was
too late.
touch.
Well, yeah, that's true. It was just a touch. So, but technically, we still did go in.
It's technically true.
All right. Actually, I know Cetus had the team I coach had the same issues with this map. This team would just stay on the high ground forever, and that just meant attention was just going totally onto our DPS and ball. So, gotta remember that we do drop eventually, right? We stay up here until they give us space. They gave us space. They're playing on the point. We can drop now, and make sure you communicate that to your supports. Like Zen might not need to drop, might want to drop, because without you there, playing underneath might even be safer. I'm not actually a support coach, so they might disagree. I guess it's up to the support. But Ana, Zen sightlines aren't a big deal. You just got to see him once. Ana needs to maintain sightlines, so dropping would really be good there. Okay, but we talked about that. Are there any more questions?
I do not have any questions.
Okay. Any more questions from anyone else?
Oh.
Okay.
When's pizza night?
True.
Always
We were
cool.
talking about having like a watch party night. Zenuforce watch party.
That'll be kind of fun.
Just for, like, a
watch the watch
movie?
party night.
I think that'd be neat.
We could all watch Lord of the Rings Extended Edition. or
I've
something.
never watched
Oh,
Lord of
wow.
the Rings.
I think I have time for that.
I would be
I
up
have
for that.
something to do.
We could all watch Shrek 2.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
I
Why
feel like I
not?
might have
Shrek's
saw that.
awesome, dude.
Not 2. Alright, I'm stopping
Yes,
recording.
two's the best one.